If you grew up in an atmosphere where the love was tightly controlled, meaning it had stipulations, and if you weren't exactly who people needed you to be, the love was taken away like a punishment, well, there's a good chance that not only did you end up with a controlling partner, you ended up with an ex-partner who still calls the shots in your life. Even after they dumped you, they're still the ones in control. Think of the most toxic relationship you have ever been in. The one where their ambivalence is causing all the drama and chaos. But they've decided the solution is, here's what you need to do. Here's how you need to change in order to make this whole relationship better. And oh my gosh, if you don't do it perfectly, that's it. I'm out of here. I'm done. You couldn't do this one simple thing? Well, now I don't love you anymore. Funny how they insist on having all the power until something in their life doesn't go their way. And now suddenly you have so much power over their life that they're giving you all the blame for everything that's ever happened to them. It's all your fault that their life sucks. This tactic works really well on people who have been traumatized by controlling people in the past, because you were made to believe that your imperfection will be punished with having love taken away. You wait around because you've been programmed to believe that if you can just change whatever it is they want while you wait for them to come back, you can undo the punishment of the withheld love, and you can be in their good graces one more time. Hello friends, my name is Maria, and for almost 20 years, all of my emotions were based on how my partners happened to be treating me on any given day. It's frustrating feeling like someone else's decisions and emotions have so much power over you, even after they walk away. You get so much anxiety because you still feel like they're the ones who get to decide whether or not they're going to pop back up into your life. What are we going to do? What are we going to say the day that they text us? Because we have to say something, right? I mean, we can't just ignore them. That would be rude. It doesn't matter how much damage they've done to you in the past, stonewalling or breadcrumbing. No. You still feel like you have to answer them. Somewhere along the way, you got punished for saying no when something felt wrong. You never had permission to have boundaries, and now you don't even realize that you still have every right to boundaries. But when you have a lack of boundaries and you get mixed up with a partner who is emotionally ambivalent or avoidant, it throws your entire life into chaos. You don't know how to center yourself without their permission. So maybe you send them a text to get a response from them so you can regulate your emotions. Every time you text your ex and they send you anything back and you get that spike of dopamine, all it really does is it teaches you to continue to text your ex. Or how about when you don't even know how to take space for yourself without their permission? And you might not even realize you're doing this. So here's an example. We decide, for whatever reason, the best thing to do is to go into no contact. But we decide to send our ex one more text just before we do. And you see this when people like you and me, we get sucked into doing things like a clean slate text message. The clean slate text message is something that scammy how to get your ex back coaches tell you you need to do because you didn't act like a good, agreeable little robot the day that your ex dumped you, and that's embarrassing. Let's do one more message, having to explain, hey, I'm so sorry I got upset when you dumped me, because I guess that's not a completely human reaction, but by all means, let's go on and apologize for having totally normal feelings. Isn't this exactly what it's like to be in a relationship with someone who is controlling? And by the way, there's a reason I have this channel. I have certainly embarrassed myself after a breakup. There are some breakups where we chase and beg and plead and cry more than we are comfortable remembering. But I promise you, to this day, I still regret every single text I sent to someone after they dumped me, especially with things like a clean slate text message. Sorry I got upset when you walked out of my life. Sorry I need to take some space and go into no contact. I am so sorry for all of my needs. This is not a clean slate text message. It's confirmation of what your entire relationship dynamic looked like. They're hot and cold. You always feel like you have to apologize for existing. They can take the love away at any given minute. And they were always the ones in control, deciding how you're going to spend your life. And after they broke up with you, sending them text after text, these are bids for attention. And it doesn't matter what your ex texts you back, or God forbid doesn't text you back. It's going to throw you into another emotional spiral. Plus, texting them that you are sorry about everything that happened and you need to take some space, well, first of all, please stop apologizing to the kind of people who ditch you. I cannot describe to you how much you will regret sending a text apologizing to a person who walked away from you. And when you try to tell them that you need to get space from the situation, you're just asking them for permission to do what you need to do for yourself and then waiting on their answer. You are still waiting to be chosen. Will they have a positive response and approve of your decision and give you a little hit of dopamine? It doesn't even look like your decision anymore. It's giving them the illusion that they still get to decide whether or not they're going to respect your request for space. What you choose to do with your life from here on out is no longer their decision. When you feel the urge to text your ex and let them know that you've decided to take space or that you're going to be going no contact for a while, it's a bad sign that you're probably going into no contact with the hopes that you're going to change yourself into someone more interesting, more powerful, or better looking, so that they will change their mind and choose to love you. Well, welcome to the other half, where we know attraction is not just about looks. Because even when I would play manipulation games to try to get back into an ex's good graces, to get some kind of power back in that relationship, yeah, maybe I would get a temporary positive response, or at the time what I would perceive as positive. Now I know that manipulating people into wanting to be around you is one of the most self-eroding things you could possibly do, but I digress. My life didn't really start to change in an actual positive way until the day I realized that the only person I had any control over was myself. And I don't constantly have to run my decisions by anyone else. And it's beautiful because it's no longer this illusion of action like these no contact power games seem to be. Here's the actual take your power back version of the clean slate text before going no contact. You do send a text, but it's not to your ex. You send a text out to people who genuinely have your best interest at heart. Maybe people who actually deserve a little bit of an explanation for your disappearance, but you never ask for their permission. Here was my 2.0 leveled up clean slate text. I sent a group text out to my actual friends, and without asking one person's permission, I said, hey, I'm still reeling from this breakup. I'm still hurt, and I'm going to need a little time. Being around our mutual friends is hard for me right now, so I'm going to take a couple of months to heal, and after that, let's get together and have some fun together. I took the power. I set the boundary. I didn't ask anyone's permission, but I certainly wasn't rude, and I was calling the shots. I was going to move forward. And I think I did get a text from one of my friends a couple of weeks later inviting me out to do something. I just politely declined, and we're still friends. And it was never a big deal. Because people who care about you, they want to see you on top. They want to see you heal and be powerful. They don't want to know that they're upsetting you, but still continue to want to control you and push you into doing things that you're not comfortable with anyway. You know how I was actually able to gain control? I sat down, painted my nails, and I decided I just wasn't going to text my ex anymore because they actually didn't deserve it. And I finally understood that real love isn't something that makes you constantly feel like an idiot. And yes, I have had some exes claim to miss me and try to come back in my life, but thank God I went no contact. It gave me the time and the oxygen and the space and the clarity to realize I didn't even want them back. You have to trust that there is a more powerful version of you on the other side of this. A version of you that would never have gotten involved with a controlling person like that in the first place. A version of you that you've never gotten to experience yet because everybody else has been busy telling you who they thought you should be. Maybe your parents thought you should be a certain way, and then you were always attracted to friends who told you how you should act and how you should think. And then you got involved with partners who controlled you during the relationship, and they're still controlling you now because there's a version of you that they need you to be. The version that just waits on the sidelines for them to figure out everything they want to figure out in life. And if it doesn't work out, they can come back to their little safety net. The only people in this entire world you should be a constant safety net for is your kids. Your ex is an adult. If they don't hear from you for a little while, they'll live. Because hey, they've got it all under control, right? Draw the no contact boundary without explaining yourself or apologizing for it. Take what you need without feeling the need to sugarcoat it. If you like this video, this one will help you too. My name is Maria Adriana. You did not have to live my life, but I certainly hope you can learn something from it. As always, thank you for visiting The Other Half.